Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of the Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Friday, December 15th, and we have two major casino openings in town that we're going to talk about. But first, something's closing. What's going on, Anthony?
Only for 5 days.
Okay.
All right, so everyone knows, we'll get to Durango and Fontainebleau in a minute, but Golden Gate is closing Monday through Friday.
Okay.
So it's going to close just for the week, next week, Monday through Friday.
Why are they closing?
They're going to clean their carpets, they said.
All right, carpet cleaning. That's okay. This is the oldest establishment, oldest casino in Vegas, right? Golden Gate was established 1906.
This may be the first time they've cleaned their carpets. That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
They had to get to it, but it's a little strange. I mean, I don't know of another casino that's closed for a whole week for carpet cleaning. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure they're going to do a few other things.
A few little upgrades here and there.
So if you're coming in, you want to go to the gate, you can't do that next week. But they're going to reopen on that Saturday, and they're going to have what they call an open bar bash.
Nice.
Free beer, free drinks, I guess, from 6 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
So
they get people in, and they get them all drunk, and then they spill drinks all over the floor.
On the new carpet.
On the new carpet, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Okay, so let's get to the openings. Anthony, what were your thoughts on Durango, which actually opened December 5th?
Well, it was impressive.
Okay.
I mean, it's what they wanted it to be in terms of the look of the thing. It's fancy as heck.
Yeah.
It's it's a station casino, or Red Rock as they call themselves now, but it's a fancier style like Red Rock Resort or Green Valley Ranch.
Yep.
But the main thing everybody was talking about was what?
The light.
Light.
There's these giant, beautiful windows, and you can see outside during the daytime, and it's light out.
Yeah, and it's it gives it a very. Casinos aren't like that. Casinos are all closed off. It goes back to the whole idea they didn't want you to know what time it was, so you wouldn't leave. The whole thing.
Right.
This one, picture windows all over the place, and it gives it a very fresh and airy feeling. It is nice. I got to agree.
It's beautiful. I totally agree. And in the year 2023, almost 24, it's a little silly knowing that everybody's got a phone with the time on it. You're not really doing that much.
Well, they did a few things. That's one thing that's different. The parking there is really great. But we could barely get in. I mean, as many parking spots as they had, we could barely get in, but they have this overflow parking in the back. And I ended up doing that. I guess you went into the parking structure.
I did. I made it in the garage. We went all the way to the top.
Yeah, and I went around the back where there's a big, gigantic open field. So there's always going to be parking there, and the crowds aren't going to be like they were when we were there. We went on a Saturday, the first Saturday after they opened. We couldn't get in on the night of or the day after, but we went on a Saturday. It was still busy as hell.
Well, it's really cool, and it's happening, and it's a locals casino, so you got a lot of locals showing up to see it. And something that you talked about, Anthony, was the food court.
Yeah, well, they're calling it. Obviously, everybody calls it a food hall now, but it's really just a food court. But this is one of the best I've seen.
Long lines. Yeah.
There's two things about Durango that hit me. One was this food court. They call it Eat Your Heart Out Food Hall. I'll talk about that in a second. The other is they call it the George, which is their sports book.
Yeah,
which is really fantastic.
It looks really nice.
It's what they want to make it similar to what they were trying to do at the Palms. Was make it into also an entertainment venue, also a dining area. Apparently, they're going to have some DJs in there, but the sports book itself is really impressive. I mean, it's a beautiful sports book and huge, and it dwarfs the one at Fontainebleau, which is really interesting. We'll get to that.
It really does, yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, but one of the things I liked about the George is that you have this area where there's like a bar, and you can play, you can gamble and drink at the bar. But then they also have this really nice restaurant area, and it all kind of wraps around really nicely looking into the sports book.
It was very impressive. Now, going back to the food hall, that was the other thing. I mean, this is some of the best stuff I've seen. And I've got a list of some of these things. Okay, Eat Your Heart Out Food Hall. First of all, they got Shang Artisan Noodle.
Okay.
All right, Shang's one of the best Chinese. There's one here on Flamingo Road. Okay. And this is the second one in Vegas, and it's excellent food. They got Yurumi Sushi. Didn't you eat there recently?
No.
I thought you did. Somebody I know ate there. Yurumi Sushi, which is I thought downtown, but they've got that one there now. They've got an oyster bar that's supposed to be like the one at Palace Station that everybody thinks is great. I don't see what's so great about it. It's just an oyster bar, but there's always lines there, so they have the oyster bar. They have Prince Street Pizza, but also Fiorella Italian, where they've got pasta and all of that. Two different places. They're not even next to each other, not even adjoining.
Okay, cool.
All of this in the food hall. What else do they have? They've got a place called Irv's Burgers, which comes out of L.A. It was founded in L.A. in 1946. They got Uncle Paulie's, which is a deli. They got Ipono Cafe, Hawaiian street food.
Now, this is the one that people are talking about.
That's what everybody says is really great.
Yeah, and there was a long line last time. So I wanted to get it, but I didn't because the line was outrageous.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of places to try there. They've got a frozen custard place, Nielsen's, Vesta Coffee, and DRNK, which is their bar in the middle.
Okay.
That's a heck of a food hall, man. I mean, there's a lot of great places there. Supposedly, their other restaurants are real good. Nico's Steakhouse is one that everybody's talking about. So, there's a lot going on there. What was surprising is the gambling was not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
Well, I mean, I'm expecting a typical, like a locals place. And I mean, the video poker, this place is absolutely loaded with slots.
Yes.
And we'll give you a sense of that in a minute with a statistic. But the video poker there was very underwhelming.
Okay.
The best schedule in the whole joint is 8-5 bonus poker.
Okay.
99.17%. I mean, it's over 99, but just barely. I mean, that's a good schedule, but you don't expect that. In a station casino, usually they have 2 or 3 different schedules that are high 99s or even above 100%.
Okay.
None of that. And that 99.17% is on dollar and up only.
Yikes.
Dollar and up only.
That's expensive.
At the quarter level, it's 7-5 bonus poker is their best game, and that's only 98%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how they're going to necessarily make that work with the locals, because the locals are used to better video poker, and they know what they're doing. They're more discerning. They understand good schedules versus bad.
Right.
So they're doing all kinds of different things out of the box here. The fancy food court instead of the buffet. The light instead of the closed up, and now they're giving basically mediocre schedules to the local market. Let's see how that's going to work out.
Well, one thing to their credit, I will say, because I didn't really check the schedules the way you did. I was kind of looking for like the types of games. Like we always talk about how Ultimate X is like the crack of video poker,
right,
and the Super Times Pay, and some of these video poker schedules that aren't as great, but you pay a little extra for the multiplier. And I saw a lot of those kind of fun games.
Yeah, well, they had all the newest stuff.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. Again, I'm just wondering how a 98% for the quarter player is going to work for them. I don't know. It looks like a tough sell to me.
Right. You think the locals would rather go up the street where they can get a better schedule?
I think so. I think what they're going to do is they're going to take a look and they're going to go, okay, it was good to see. Put it this way. I told a few people, they asked me, what did you think of it? I said, it was really great. It was a beautiful place. But it's about 9 miles from our office here. And I see no reason to drive there. I have no feelings like I want to go back there and do something like sportsbook's great, but there's all kinds of good sportsbooks around.
That's right.
So, I'm certainly not going to go there for their video poker. Their blackjack games and their games in the pit, they had a lot of the Carney games. They all had, I saw some $10, just a few, but mostly $15, $25, and $50.
Wow.
So, they're going pretty upscale there. Have to see how it goes. I did buy a Budweiser at the bar.
Okay.
$6.50.
Not bad.
Not too bad.
Okay. All right, so Durango does seem really upscale. Not the greatest video poker schedules, but not terrible. And, if you're looking for a Budweiser, you're looking at $6, which is not so bad.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Yeah.
It looks like the kind of place you'd like to go for dinner. They got some good restaurants there.
All right, and more recently, December 13th, I believe, at midnight, which is really December 14th, yesterday, the Fontainebleau opened. So it is now open, and you can go there. Anthony, what did you think? What were your initial thoughts?
Well, we went yesterday, essentially, the day it opened. But before we do that, let's do a little comparison of the two.
Okay.
Because, it's like you ask about Durango, and you say, Durango, wow, really nice. And, like Crocodile Dundee might say something like, that's not a casino. This is a casino. When you're talking about Fontainebleau.
Yeah.
And you look at the comparison.
Fontainebleau's massive. It's yeah.
All right, so here's the comparison. Durango, $780 million.
Okay.
Fontainebleau, $3.7 billion.
Okay, and that's with the cost to build.
Yeah. All right, so here's some of the differences. Durango has 15 stories. Fontainebleau has 67.
Yes.
Durango has 209 rooms. Fontainebleau has 3,644.
That's one of the biggest.
Yeah. Like I was saying, that's not a casino. That's a casino.
Yeah.
When you're talking about that sort of thing. But get this. Durango, let me go backwards on this one. Fontainebleau, 1,300 slots, 128 tables.
Okay.
1,300 slots. Durango, 2,300 slots, 68 tables.
Okay.
All right,
Double the amount of slots.
Yeah, so we see where their emphasis is.
Yeah.
Right. Durango again is going for the local gambler. Fontainebleau. So you asked me what I thought about it. I thought they're going for the non-gambler.
Right.
You know, when I really looked at this thing, I'm like, it's fancy as can be.
Yes, it's very
It's
nice.
we talked about the $6.50 Budweiser at Durango, $9 here.
Ooh,
For a Bud.
strip prices.
Yeah, and well, they're on the Strip, right? The newest
Yeah.
thing on the Strip. And then you've got the expensive restaurants. Their food court doesn't compare. Their sports book doesn't compare. Their sports book is tiny. It's absolutely tiny compared to Durango's. The food court is nowhere near as impressive, but they've got some of the most amazing restaurants.
Okay.
And that's what they're going to go for. They're going to go for the restaurant. They're going to go for retail. They're going to go for entertainment. It's going to be that sort of thing at Fontainebleau. What did you think of it?
I liked Fontainebleau. I thought the aesthetic was really nice. I liked the beautiful blue carpets, and I thought that there was a wide assortment of slot games, all the latest slot games, everything new they got.
Well, yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute. I mean, it's a video poker wasteland.
No video poker.
It's almost all slots. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's just talk about getting there. Because when I drove up to it yesterday, I was like, well, how do I get there? How do I get in? And you can get into the parking garage from the Strip.
Yes.
But there are all kinds of cars lined up there. So what you want to do is you want to turn in. Let's see, it would be just south of it, Elvis Presley Boulevard.
Oh, really? There's
Yeah.
an entrance off of Elvis Presley.
Yeah. So if you make a right, if you're heading north on the Strip and you make a right on Elvis Presley, you can enter from that side.
Okay.
And that's the better way to go. Now it takes you into the parking lot where parking is free
Until January.
until apparently. I mean, I asked the guy. He says it's free today. And that was yesterday. But you came in and asked, and the guy said, we're going to keep it free until January.
That's
right?
correct. That's what I was told, but we don't know.
Okay, so what they're advertising right now is that when they do start the paid parking, it's going to be 4 hours free, 4 hours grace for everybody, not just locals. At least that's what they've said so far. And then it's going to be $20 for 4 hours to 24.
Okay.
All right, so but from now till apparently what you were told until January 1st, it's going to be free parking at Fontainebleau.
Which is super cool.
All right, so once you get in there, the garage is huge, a lot of parking spaces in there, but it's really stark. You're in that garage, you're kind of looking around and like, where do I go? And there's a little door at the end of the garage where you go through and you're in an elevator area.
I agreed. I had a difficult time finding the elevator, and I noticed that the doors were closed. Somebody will probably open them.
It should be.
Yeah,
Because
but the doors were closed to get into the
It
elevator.
looked like a storage closet or something.
Sort of.
And you open it up and here's all these big elevators.
Yeah.
Now you come down the elevators. The other strange thing for me was it drops you off right in the registration area.
Yes, it does, and we were confused where to find the casino. We're
Yeah.
like, where's the casino?
I know. You can't even see the casino when you come in. You kind of got to meander and walk around.
Yeah.
And then finally you look around the corner, you can see you walk down a hallway, and now you're in the casino.
Right, and there is some nice artwork to see along the way.
Some cool stuff. I mean, $3.7 billion. I mean, they put a lot into this thing.
Yeah.
But, okay, so getting back to talk about their restaurants here. All right, here's their lineup. They've got the 36 restaurants and bars, only 21 of which are open right now. But I'll tell you, they're mostly restaurants. And we're going to talk about the bars in a minute. But like I said, their food hall to me was kind of unimpressive. There was a bagel place there. That's where all the lines were. People were trying to get something to eat when we went yesterday in the morning. Their big joint, I guess, is Don's Prime Steakhouse.
Okay.
Quote, a throwback to the Rat Pack era. A place called La Fontaine, French. Mother Wolf, Italian from L.A. China Club, high-end Chinese. Cantina Contramar, high-end Mexican. Komodo, Southeast Asian. Another steakhouse, Pappy Steak. All right, so this place, this is a place to go to eat.
A wide assortment, yeah.
Yeah, and all of these places are going to be expensive as hell. So, again, all right, so getting back to gambling versus, other things. Only one bar in the entire place, which is the sportsbook bar, they call it the Tavern, has machines at the bar.
I was very surprised to see this.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. It is the only bar in the entire place. If you want to come drink there, you've got to load it with $50.
Yes.
And then play loaded. So you can play quarters for $1.25, but you can't put in a 20 because if they look at and check it, they will tell you you've got to put 50 in.
Now, we did, to the bartender's credit, because I sat and played at this bar, I first went to the original bar, in the main area, and I noticed that there was no tabletop gaming, which is very disappointing. So I moved on to the, sports book where we found the video poker.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was playing there, I did get $19 very delicious drinks comped.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I pulled out the receipt to see what they were normally,
Okay.
what they would normally cost, and it was a $19 drink. I had 2 of them.
So all you got to do is put in. What's $19?
It was like some sort of tequila sunrise.
So
with,
you got like you got a Call brand tequila.
Yeah, I got a Call brand tequila with some mixers and some spice in it, and it was just delicious.
Okay, good, fantastic. So give them credit for that. The games are not good there. At the 25 to 50 cent level, it's worse in Durango. It's 6.5 bonus poker. All right, so 96.87%, under 97%.
That's just like playing at a bar.
Yeah, exactly. And at the dollar level, it goes up to 7.5.
Okay, better.
That's 98%. And then not until you hit the $5 level does it go to 8.5 bonus poker, and that's the best you can find, at least that we could see in the whole place.
Right, and that's basically playing $5 a hand.
Yeah. So that's $5. You're playing 25 a hand if you're playing it loaded.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
it's $5 denom. So if you're playing loaded at 5, you're 25 a hand. And then it goes to, that's the 99.17% game. That was the best I saw. We didn't look at everything, didn't have time, but that's the best I've seen so far there. This was originally the Thunderbird.
Okay.
We're talking about Fontainebleau. It opened in 1948 as the Thunderbird
Wow. Okay.
Casino. Then it became the Silverbird.
Mm-hmm.
Then it became the El Rancho. It closed in 1992. And this is the first time since 92 that place is, that there's been a structure on there that's been open.
Now, the Fontainebleau has been there for about 15 years, right? Like this big structure's been there looking similar to this, for 15 years.
Like 17 years.
Yeah.
From the time that it really, they started building it 17 years ago. So I guess they put it up in about 2 years. Mm-hmm. So it's been sitting there, this big hulk on the strip for 15 years.
Right. So now it's finally open, and they've done some really nice things aesthetically on the outside and the inside to make it really kind of pop.
Yeah. One more thing. The guy in town who does a blog and has written about the town a long time, I ran into him named Mark Meltzer.
Okay.
And Mark told me something that I wouldn't have known. He said, here's one good thing. He was at the tavern. He says the coffee they serve is La Colombe. You ever hear of that?
Nope.
La Colombe. I don't know much about coffee.
Okay.
But I looked it up. La Colombe. It's supposedly a high-end coffee.
Oh, wow.
So coffee drinkers, there you go. Good coffee at Fontainebleau.
There you go.
And thanks to Mark Meltzer for that one.
Okay. Anything else to add, Anthony?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
One thing. On a whim, we took a look at the New Year's Eve cost to stay at Fontainebleau.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was expecting, the highest we found, I think was something like $1,100 at Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's,
when we did
that's
our
right.
review. We didn't do Fontainebleau in our survey, so we checked it. This shocked me. All right, brand new place, right on the strip. One night, you don't have to go 2 nights or 3 nights. So you can check in on, and we verified, when we tried it, there was vacancies, $400.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Now, there is the resort fee and there is taxes and everything else, but the bottom line for one night, $504. It was available yesterday. I can't promise you it's available now, but I'll tell you what, if I cared one lick to be out on a strip on New Year's Eve, I would book that room right now.
Fontainebleau.
Yeah, Fontainebleau, newest place right on the strip, 504.
There you go.
So call fast.
Yeah, so you're on the north end of the strip and you just walk south.
Yeah.
Go see it. The other thing about Fontainebleau that is mysterious to me that I want to check out is the gym. You can see it from the street. You can see this big, beautiful gym overlooking the strip at Fontainebleau, and I want to go in and check it out.
Actually, that's one more thing I should say. I did go up. There's like 3 levels, and on the one level, we're downstairs. We've got some shops and we've got some food, and but it's the casino. The next level is like Cosmopolitan. It's like it's like restaurants. And also retail. And then you go up to the 3rd level, which has a candidate, by the way, for maybe the longest escalator in Vegas.
Okay.
They're going to be fighting it out with Circa.
Did you get a picture of that?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
So, you go up there, and that's where the health club is, and the spa, and the pool area, and everything else. So they were still working on stuff up there when I went up there.
Okay.
But when you're on the 2nd floor, you can get a great look looking down at how beautiful this place really is.
This week's Jackpot of the Week comes to us from the brand new Fontainebleau.
Yeah, and this was you.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, we wanted to, we had to put this together, and we need a Jackpot of the Week, and Andrew goes, oh, look what I just hit.
Yeah.
He was playing Super Times Pay,
And I got a 5 times multiplier. I only held 2 aces, and I got the 3rd and 4th ace. No kicker. Okay.
Right.
If I would have got, so it was a $400 hit. If I would have got a kicker, since I was playing triple double, it would have been $2,000.
So there's Andrew proving me wrong again. I said you're not lucky when you go to a new place and you go in and hit this on a 5 times multiplier. Okay, that was a 8-5 double bonus, by the way, about 97%.
97%, not great, but you like the game because of the multiplier, and I got very lucky.
And you found one. I mean, like we talked about this being a wasteland.
Yeah.
I mean, there is just hardly any video poker on the floor. There's only the one bar, like we said.
Yeah.
And there's just these little places where you can find, a couple of machines together. There's just not a lot of video poker here.
Yeah, they were oddly interspersed too. Yeah. They have these little like 4-top, video poker gaming. And you're right, they're very oddly, interspersed. But I can spot them from very far away.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And okay, so finishing up, we have a holiday sale. Tell us about it, Anthony.
Okay, go to LasVegasAdvisor.com. Check out our catalog. We are, for orders of $25 or more, we're taking 25% off of everything.
There you go.
The only thing that doesn't count for is memberships. Memberships are regular price. But, we already discount our books by 15% or more. And this is going to be 25% on top of that. Shipping, you can order as many books as you want. Shipping's still going to be a flat $7. Now, the thing is, today is the last day. You got to do it right away because today's the last day we can guarantee, or the post office is guaranteeing you'll have it for Christmas.
Okay.
All right. And this sale, even though today's the last day for Christmas shipping, it's going to go through till tomorrow.
Okay.
And get 25% off.
So go out, get your books. Also remember, if you sign up as a member, the new coupon book 2024 is right around the corner. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. That's it for this week. Do you have anything to add, Anthony?
No, not just, just that these were 2 interesting places to see. If you're coming to town, take a ride, man. Go out and see Durango. It's worth, sticking your nose in there. And for sure, you got to check out the latest, greatest on the Strip. We don't love either one of these really, but they're worth seeing for sure.
And we'll see you next week.